Hello and welcome to 40 Seconds for 40 Days, Day 12. I want to share with you a really beautiful story that I heard about Rav Hershel Schachter, the Rosh Yeshiva at Yeshiva University. And the story goes as follows, that it's well known that Rav Schachter only takes his tea plain. He never takes any sort of sugar or any sort of Splenda in his tea. And amazingly, a number of years ago, someone once asked him, Rebbe, why is it that you don't want any sugar? And he said, I just like it plain. But they pushed him, Rebbe, most people don't like plain tea. Well, what are you doing over here? And finally he said, okay, you want to know the reason why I take my tea plain? He said 50 years ago, when he and his wife were in a certain kibbutz, going to a certain meeting in Eretz Yisrael, there was an individual who was maybe not the most religious of Jews, and he offered him some sugar in his tea. And Rav Schachter said in that moment he wasn't sure if the individual knew that he was supposed to take truma and meiser from the sugar, and he was concerned that he would end up violating a prohibition by eating something that did not have the proper truma and meiser taken from it. And as a result, he said, I don't take sugar in my tea. And he said to hold true to that statement that he made to this individual 50 years prior, he has never since taken any sort of sweetener in his tea. Sometimes we wonder in our lives, why is it that there are greats like Rav Schachter and individuals who perhaps are not that great, or who maybe aspire to be that great but don't reach such great levels? And I think the answer ultimately is we have to start with the smallest, most minute, seemingly most irrelevant details in our lives. Something like making a quote-unquote promise or making a statement to someone 50 years prior should have weight, should have meaning to it, because our words have value. If we could all realize that every single word, that every single action, that every single moment of our lives has as much significance as Rav Schachter believed his action had 50 years prior when he said he didn't want the sweetener, even if 1 out of every 10 of our words, actions would have half the amount of value that Rav Schachter seemed to value his words 50 years prior, perhaps we'd be able to be a little bit better, a little bit holier, a little bit closer to Hashem. Hashem should bless us with the ability to value every single word, every single action, every single step that we take, and understand the gravitas that comes along with all that we do, with the hopes in realizing that with every action, every word, and every thought, we can get closer to the Almighty. Have a great day.